Hello everybody, here we are, and this live is only gonna be for 15 minutes because I have only that much time, and in this period of time I will be just simply getting this pre-hip done. Okay, why did I come live this time? The simple reason is that I had time, at least 15 minutes, so I just came live, as simple as that. And of course after that I'm gonna be live for an hour or so, but after it will take around 30 minutes or so to come back live. There's one more thing. Which one is right? I'm using this phrase over and over. Go live or come live. Which one is right? Go live starts with starts live and okay, ultimately go live is right and come live is not that much right. Okay, because I've been using it quite often, so that is why I just thought of asking it. Okay, come on, let's get the filter. So the filter is going to be this dot get a filter or something. This is the method that we get, and this means the mainly when it comes to this. So this dot get filter means the user that it is connected to. So ultimately the user that is called, so user pre-hook. So this function is running find on delete. So this means the user object that we had. So I'm getting the filter from there on. So ultimately I'm getting the filter, and then the next thing is that I can get the what all can I get from there? I'm using find one and delete. Okay, let's see. Delete post, and ultimately I'm just calling this one find one and delete. So what all can I get? I'm getting deleted posts. So deleted post means what? There would be ID, there would be post. From there on I'm getting these things. Exactly, you can get as many things as you want. So let me see if I'm not wrong. User posts I'm getting, user ID I'm getting, because that is how that model is. So ultimately if I talk about the model, user schema, and this is the user schema that we have, and user schema has posts. So ultimately I'm getting that. So this, and now const I will get the ID. Okay, and I will get the what can I actually get? First of all, let's just get the ID from await this dot model. Ultimately this model I'm talking about dot find one, and I will be finding user schema. So I'll be finding a user from here, right? And then filter I'll be providing it. This model, ultimately the model we are in right now, that is user model. So ultimately I'm going to be getting the user document, and mainly that user that is saved. So I got the filter, and this filter came from the user object that we had in user controller. Once this thing is done, then I'm getting the ID, and once I have the ID, and not only this, what I want to do exactly, I want to delete all the content, so I can get the content as well, because when it comes to the user schema, then what all do I have? I have role is verified password. Okay, email name, aha, that means content is not here. Names I have, email, password is verified role. Ultimately I don't have the content, but when it comes to content, so where is that model? Content model. So title, link type, tags, I have user in here. So with the help of this I can delete all the contents. Ultimately all the contents that have the user ID, this I have to delete all of them. So I can do this thing. I got the ID, I will name it, and that would be like user ID. So I've got the user ID. Once I've got the user ID, I will be deleting all the contents. So it would be like await and content dot delete many. So ultimately I will be deleting them, and once I'm deleting them, So yeah, all of them will be deleted. Once they are deleted, I don't really need to do anything. If delete many is called, delete many should be there. Yeah, and the delete many, and the type is going to be ID is gonna be just, it should be the ID. It should be fine, but okay, it's gonna be actually user ID in there. So this is the condition that I'm actually giving, and once this is done, then that's it. I don't really need to do anything, and I will be calling next. Something like this. I can use a try catch block in here. If there's any error, we can just simply catch that. So this thing is done. As for the error, next, and simply pass the error. What will happen with this error, by the way? When I'm calling this, and the next error will be passed, and that means if there's any error, where will this error go? Next means what? Next means go to the next thing. That means this is the pre-middleware. As soon as I delete, as soon as I run this one, delete account. Okay, as soon as the account is deleted, that means this command runs. So before we get the result of this command, pre-hook runs, and then something happens. If there's any error in the pre-hook, we will get the it throws an error. Okay, let's ask this first of all. What is this? Type of a error is unknown. Okay, so let's do error instance of error. In that case, error, otherwise error dot what am I supposed to do? String here. Is this okay? Error dot message. Are you okay? Well, it's still not. What is the problem, by the way, with this particular thing? Argument argument string error is not assignable to parameter. Callback error undefined. The string is not assignable to error. String is not assignable to error. Ultimately, I have to throw an error. This is interesting. Error, if I send this thing in here, what type of error? Argument type unknown is not assignable to parameter type. Callback error or undefined. Error definitely exists for sure. Well, what does this expect, by the way? Next expects an error. That should be callback error. Okay, so let's do this thing. As for this one, it's gonna be callback error from Mongoose. Any problem? Catch variable type annotation must be any or unknown if it's catch clause variable type annotation must be any or unknown if specified. How about this? Okay, but can I make it any better? Callback error or undefined. Callback error, I can get it from callback. Yeah, I'm getting it from there. So if I make it like this, callback error, or it could be undefined. How about this? Well, this is not gonna work. If I just keep it like this much, catch annotation must be any. Okay, by the way, mummy busy ho bhi. 36. Live was about to be for 9 minutes. Okay, after 5 minutes I'll be free. Okay, this thing I'm getting, how can I fix it? Fix it. Let's ask it. Yeah, when we are doing something for the first time, at least we should make it better. Okay. So much better. I didn't ask for. Okay, never mind. Oh, user schema pre function try const filter. I got the filter. Let user ID is equal to, I don't have any ID. Filter and filter ID. If both of them exist, then user ID is equal to filter ID. Else if filter ID exists, in that case, okay, the filter that we got from there, directly get ID if present in the filter, else fallback const user is equal to this of find and filter. If not user, next, no user found, nothing to delete. Not user ID, user.id. Okay, so this is how we get the user in here, and then user ID is saved. That's right. Getting the, okay, already we are doing this much, right? If filter and filter ID exists, then what exactly are we doing? We are getting the filter from here, and we are directly giving the filter to it. Yeah, we are giving the filter to this particular thing. But the good thing is that filter may already have the ID. Is that so? Will it have the ID? It could be. If filter exists and filter.id also exists, in that case I can directly provide the ID instead of giving sending one more DB request. That is a good thing, by the way. Here we are sending the DB request, then we are getting the user ID. Maybe it could be that the filter that I used in the controller that contained the ID itself, so it may have the ID too. That's good. And then I'm simply doing cascade delete all content associated with the user ID. This many, next, return next, or something like this. Error as callback error. Okay, it's gonna be like that. That was my bad. So I think it should be fine. My main question is that where do we get this error? Where is this error sent? I'm not able to get the head around this. Okay, in Mongoose middleware, next error function is used to pass errors to middleware chain or Mongoose. Come on here, how many times am I guessing? In Mongoose middleware, the next error function is excuse me, is used to pass errors to the middleware chain or a Mongoose core error handler. Here's how it works. When you call next, Mongoose interrupts the normal flow and marks the current operation as failed due to the error passed. This error is then sent to the calling context, typically your application's route controller function that is triggered the find one error. This error is then sent to the calling context, typically your application's route controller function that triggered the find one in operation. User.find one this, and your middleware throws an error using next error. In Express, if you route like this and your middleware throws an error using next, then Mongoose will reject the promise. So the error is caught in your routes catch block if using async await, or in Express error handling middleware. User schema error is sent here, and in your route controller the error comes from next error in the middleware response. Okay, I'm using async handler. So ultimately, if error is thrown in the pre-hook middleware, okay, so the error is thrown ultimately in this part, and when the error is thrown in this part, the error is caught in the catch section, and then I can just simply go ahead. If you use a callback style Mongoose method instead of promise async, where the error is delivered to the callback's first argument following the Mongoose Node.js convention. Okay. Next error sends the error up to the function that call the Mongoose query, allowing app to handle database or middleware errors gracefully. That's amazing. Okay, by the way, this is a kind of a good thing that we can do in here. First of all, this was my bad. I can just simply call back it, keep it like this, and it should work fine. As for the top one, let's remove this one from here. Pretty much good. And the thing is that I'm directly getting the user ID from a DB call, right? I can even make it simpler. Instead of calling sending a DB call, I can firstly check whether the user ID exists or not. So I can do something like this, and that's kind of a better idea. Let user ID first of all this, and if filter exists and filter dot ID exists, in that case, okay, if that ID exists, so user ID is gonna be the filter dot ID itself. Otherwise, in else case, I will be giving all the data, this data, okay, something like this, and then await this model. I am ultimately what I'm getting, await this find one, ultimately I'm getting the user in here, and once I got the user, then I can get the ID. First of all, let's even check this particular thing. If user does not exist, then I can just simply return and the next function from here on, and it will say like no user exists and all. So let's give it a comment, no user found, nothing to delete. Well, taking the help of AI for sure, but this is better, by the way. And then if the user actually exists, the user ID is equal to is gonna be user.id, something like that. So this is how we'll be going ahead. At the end, we are just simply deleting cascade delete all content associated with the user. So we are simply deleting that, and then we are calling next. We can return it from here as well. That's kind of a better approach to just applying here. So this is how we are going ahead. So we are done with this user schema. This thing is done. What is remaining right now? Ultimately, we are getting the delete account functionality implemented too. So this is the delete user delete account. Yeah, so this is the controller function for delete account. So we have implemented this functionality as well. So ultimately, whatever we had to do, all the things are done. Right now we have to maybe check the code of it. I think that's already right, but we can make the code of it better because we haven't done it. So make the code better, maybe by adding some of the things. So this thing is remaining. Apart from this thing, as for this pre-hook, we are all pre-middleware. Is this pre-hook? I think this must be called pre-hook. Okay, pre-hook. Okay, is this called pre-hook? Let's see. Mongoose pre and post middleware. Are they hooks too? They are middlewares. Pre-hook. Pre and post hooks and middleware. So confusing. Okay. What to call? Pre-hook or pre-middleware? Let's see which naming is right. Both terms, pre-hook and pre-middleware, are commonly used, but in the context of Mongoose, the correct technical term is pre-middleware. Pre-middleware, this is official term used in Mongoose documentation for functions that run before a certain method, like okay. Save remove. Mongoose refers to these as middleware because they let you run custom logic at predefined points. That's right. Example, I wrote a pre-middleware for find one. My model has pre-middleware that lists all the related content before the user is. That's okay. Hook is casual, middleware is exact language. That's got that. So whatever we had to do, that's done right now. So I even just hope that it's been 15 minutes since we started. How long has it been? Yeah, it's been 19 minutes. That means I got late for the work. That's crazy. I'm often not that much busy, but right now I have to go to get some water. And if I don't, which project you work, brother? I'm actually working on a Brainly project where you can just save the links. Like when you just surf the internet, you get lots of important links, right? So you can just save all those links in that particular website, as simple as that. But I will be working on just after half an hour on this particular project, and today we'll get the backend done for sure. but the backend is almost done. We have to just move to the front end from tomorrow onwards or something, but let's finish, like clean up and refine the backend today, and this is how we'll be going ahead. By the way, unfortunately right now I have to leave anyhow. I was supposed to be live just for 15 minutes and it's now 20 minutes. By the way, Brainly app in which you can save the important links. Brainly app in which you can save the important links. I hope whatever I wrote that was right. I'm gonna be catching up just after half an hour. Until then, yeah, bye bye, take care and see you.